Well, I've got a big final today, so hoping for the best. This is the one class that I am struggling and fighting with, and with great faith and trust, I will suit up and show up, or as I like to say, suit up and throw up. But I do have a couple of minutes to hang out with you guys and talk about our topic this week. And the topic this week is Earth is a recovery planet. Earth is a recovery planet. Well, what do I mean by that? Carl Sagan used to comment a great deal on the likelihood of intelligent life on other planets. And he used to comment something along the lines of there appears to be a trillion galaxies now, and it's an inconceivably large number, but if only one in a trillion galaxies has a planet capable of harboring intelligent life, and again, this statistic is not exact, but the likelihood of there being life on another planet is likely, and it would just be almost impossible to imagine this universe of a trillion galaxies and it's only us. So, and now I'm also a firm believer that consciousness is ongoing. My consciousness, your consciousness, our consciousness is eternal, ever present, beyond space and time. And yet, in our physical forms, we are temporal, and so we're always visiting so many different places in this universe, and there are so many fascinating planets to visit. But I'm of the opinion we have to visit the planets we need before we get to go to the planets that we want. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, we are at this phase of our development, and there are certain things that we have to learn, certain principles we have to understand, certain experiences we need to go through in order to fully develop as souls. And this then would mean that there was some place we were before we were here. And we might call this, well, the yogis call it the astral plane. It's a place of higher, more subtle consciousness that we hang out in for a while before we dive back down into wherever we go for the adventures, the learning, the lessons, the blessings, etc. So we might imagine ourselves in non-physical form looking at, how shall we say, the brochures. We're looking at all the brochures of all the interesting planets we can go to. Now, imagine we really had a lot to work on in our soul and in our psyche and in our relationships and in our understanding. There are certain planets that we might call recovery planets. I don't know, sometimes back in the day, there used to be infomercials for places called, they generally had the name Azalea or Acres, something like Emerald Acres or Serenity Azalea or something like that, these various recovery planets that we could visit. Well, Earth is one of those. And we've probably been here for a few times because think of the number of things we've had to work through. And this week I'm going to suggest that Earth is a recovery planet where we come here to battle with things. We come here to fight things out. We come here to undergo various persecutions that are necessary for us to elevate and develop and evolve into the higher beings we're all meant to be. But until these battles are fought and until they're won, we will keep visiting here over and over and over again. Think of the possibilities here on Earth. Think of the various cultures you can be born into. Think of the wide number of families you could encounter. Think of the number of blessings or restrictions you can be born into, thrown into, and then we battle it out. And what's the battle? The battle is between our higher nature and our lower nature. And on this planet is, I guess we might say, has been characterized by warfare for a very long time. You'd think we'd be smarter than to always be marching off to kill them or they'd be marching over here to kill us, or we'd go over there and take their stuff, or they'd come over here and take our stuff. And if if there's not a battle going on amongst us collectively, there's a great battle going on the inside. What sort of battles go on the inside? I don't think I really need to comment on that. We're all battling through something. And the good news is that if we don't make it and recover fully, we just get to come back here and work it out again 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 and show up with the same people, places, and things. And maybe this is why in the recovery movement, there's a famous line that says, "We've ceased fighting anyone or anything." Really? What fun is that? Well, hopefully we'll get to find out. And in our modern day, it's not hard to look out on the world with its warring factions and warring ideologies, etc. And maybe we're getting near the end of our stays on Earth. And because, man, with a trillion galaxies, there are some planets that aren't characterized by warfare, that aren't characterized by highly polarized opinions and attitudes. But maybe instead of expecting Earth to meet my expectations, maybe I should work on my own mind and cease fighting anyone or anything and maybe just relax into the pure bliss of being. Anyway, I very much look forward to looking at the brochures for some of the other planets next time I'm on the astral plane, and we'll break this down during the week if it made no sense whatsoever. Wish me luck on my final. See you guys.